The devil himself was seen going to people's houses in Texas, and even crazier, he had an apocalyptic message with him. And yes, it's a guy in a mask, but y'all don't understand just how significant this is, especially right now. And after we go over this highly symbolic, subliminally sinister thing, I'm going to show you some major things in our near past that have been hidden from us for hundreds of years. To be honest, information might be the hardest thing you have to accept. And even bigger, the street that he went on to knock on doors has a huge spiritual implication. So let's start off with his message. Revelations 20:1 through 15. Very, very few people will actually understand what this guy is alluding to. And to be honest, you just can't wake people up till they're ready to wake up. But it starts with a great angel coming down, having the key to the bottomless pit or abyss, abyssos in the Greek, and basically grabbing hold of Satan and throwing him in the pit. He then sealed Satan in the pit, and that he will be loosened afterwards. This takes place after the Great Tribulations. And after he is bound, we see the people who went through this Great Tribulation all being rewarded and reigning with Jesus Christ himself on earth for 1,000 years. Blessed and holy is he who takes part in the first resurrection, because to them the second death has no power. There's more than one death. So we had the Great Tribulations, and the great angel binds Satan, throw him in the pit, and then Satan's released for a season to deceive all the nations in the world. And after his little season's up, a great fire comes from the heavens and devours everything on the earth. And after the fire, the great white throne appears, heaven and earth lose their place, and it's time for the judgment of all, the dead and alive. Don't forget, these are quite literally the verses that this guy had on his sign on the street of Hebron. And at this great white judgment, the people who were not written in the Lamb's Book of Life were thrown into the lake of fire. No longer hell, lake of fire. And also the devil was thrown into the lake of fire with them. The devil, not the Antichrist, the devil. Not the Antichrist, him at this point in prophecy is already in hell. Very odd that this guy would randomly do this, having those exact verses on this piece of cardboard. And he did this on the street of Hebron in Texas. Let's look at the spiritual significance. A holy site for every single religious group. The burial place for Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, who had the promise. It was the center for the tribe of Judah. Who is the most important figure to ever live from the tribe of Judah? Put it in the comments if you know. And you can see all this other stuff right here beside me. So, do you think it's an accident that he went out randomly with a devil's mask and knocked on doors with this sign on that exact street? If that's what you think, I don't know what to tell you. Humanity's waking up, and they're gonna find out how deeply we've been misled. And I mean how deeply we've been misled. I'm telling you, the world is not ready for all the things that have been hidden from us for hundreds of years. Everything I show you in this short video is 1000% a fact. So don't get mad at the messenger because your history teachers lied to you. Let's start. Fact 1. Did you know that all the islands and all the continents moved out of their place to new places? California used to be an island. The continents did kind of like Pangea. They were all very close together. And some major cataclysm happening, separating everything from itself. Fact 2. Did you know the stars did indeed fall from heaven? They say it happened in the 1800s, but if you know, then you know our civilization started in 1776. Or right about then, and when this happened, every eye in the world saw it. Fact 3. Did you know that all of our railroad tracks were discovered meters under the mud and dirt and go all the way from South America to the up northernmost tip of everything? Do you get it? Yep, the same place the auroras come from. Yep, the same place with Rupus Nigra in the 4 quadrants of land. The place where Google Maps will kick you off. Oh, and by the way, did you know that probably the second most anticipated character of the entire Bible in the book of Daniel traveled to this North Mountain? Guy wanted to be like God. Yeah, I know, I gotta leave you guys on a cliff. Look, I'm working on literally a 3-hour video with every literal detail that was hidden in our past. All lining up completely with the Bible and every single book of the Bible. And I think I'll finally be done with it the first Monday of February. Yeah, you see it, your eyes aren't deceiving you. Last part of the plug, then we'll get back to fact number 4. Make sure you're following me on Facebook for updates, and the full movie will be on YouTube. Yes, everything was melted in our near past. Fact 4. And I surely mean everything. You'll find melted buildings, melted rocks, melted canyons all over the earth. Why isn't that in the history books? This one's actually pretty scary. Fact 5. Did you know that the Mount of Olives was in fact splitted exactly half a mile to Azel? even more so, they built in the crack of the Mount Olives after 1800. They just filled it up. Because this, my friends, was Jerusalem in the 1800s. It looks like something massive had taken place right here. By the way, did you know that Nero Caesar demanded worship as God, and if you didn't do it, he would unalive you? And quite literally, all of Jerusalem was desecrated and destroyed in 70 AD. What are we at, fact 6 now? Did you know that the whole entire earth after the melting caught fire and destroyed all the buildings everywhere? Just look around me. Stick with me, they're only facts. Where are we at, fact 7? Did you know that the sun went dark for literally 18 months? Again, the date. 536 AD. But in the history of wars, they wrote that men were free neither from death nor pestilence nor any kind of anything bad for this whole time it went dark. Like the whole time the sun went dark, there was massive tribulation on all the people. Scientists now try to say it was volcanoes, but this does not match historical records, as the sun was dark everywhere in the earth at that time. And if you're curious to why I never trust their dates, we have caught these people in the act adding 1,000 or 500 years to buildings. Straight up slopping on another 1,000 years. Look, I have been studying eschatology, history, and archaeology for over 13 years, and I've come to find that Google changes its mind all the time. But one thing that is forever are statues and buildings, even if they change them. Yes, the shackle is broken off the statue of Louis' first foot. If you made it this far, well done. This kind of information is very hard for people to stomach. And look, it was for me too, but we're not even close to done yet. I still have 200 more facts to give you along with every book of the Bible, so stay tuned.